Today, we're diving into two really powerful childhood stories from authors Zitkala-Sa and Bama. Now, their stories are separated by continents, by decades, but they show this shared, deeply personal struggle against oppression. And it all starts from these single moments that would just change them forever.
And that really gets you thinking, right? How do the seeds of rebellion get planted in a kid's mind? We're going to explore how these early, kind of shocking encounters with injustice can completely shape a person's identity and, ignite a lifetime of defiance.
All right, so first up, let's meet our two authors. They come from completely different worlds, but as you're about to see, they faced a remarkably similar fight for just dignity and self-respect.
So on one side, you've got Zitkala-Sa, a Native American woman writing way back in the late 19th century about being forced into assimilation. And on the other side, we've got Bama, a modern Tamil Dalit writer from India, remembering her very first brush with the cruelty of the caste system. So yeah, two totally different cultures, but one powerful common theme of resistance. Okay, let's jump right in with Zitkala-Sa's story. It all starts on her first day at the Carlisle Indian School. And let me tell you, this day was less about education and way more about this jarring, confusing, traumatic experience of being shoved into a culture that was completely alien to her. I mean, just try to imagine this from her point of view. Her first day is a total assault on her senses. She goes from the quiet life she knew to this bedlam of loud, clanging bells, the endless clatter of hard shoes on the floor, and this constant murmur of a language she doesn't understand at all. And get this, even something as simple as eating a meal became this rigid, super stressful test. A bell rings, you pull out your chair. A second bell, you sit down. A third bell, and only then can you finally start eating. She remembers messing up, sitting down too early, and just feeling the intense stare of this pale-faced woman watching her every single move. But the real breaking point? That was still to come. Her friend Judwin, who knew a little bit of English, gives her this terrible warning. The school is going to cut their long, heavy hair. Now, for Zitkala-Sa, this wasn't just a haircut. It was a huge cultural violation, a symbol of being a coward, of being defeated. And her reaction? It's immediate, it's instinctual, it's just pure rebellion. While her friend felt like, well, we have no choice, we have to give in, Zitkala-Sa was like, no way. She declared she would struggle first, and the first chance she got, poof, she was gone, hiding, determined not to let them do this to her. She hid in a dark room, crawled right under a bed. But of course, they found her. She fought back, kicking and scratching like wild, but she was just a little girl. She was overpowered. They dragged her out. They tied her to a chair. Her physical resistance, it was crushed by the sheer authority of the institution. And the result was just devastating. She remembers hearing those cold scissors gnawing off her thick braids, and in that moment she felt her spirit just break. See, this was never just a haircut. It was an act of humiliation meant to erase who she was, making her feel like just another animal in a herd. Now let's switch gears and jump over to Bama's story, because her awakening is different. It shifts from this scene of pure childhood wonder to a sudden, harsh lesson in how society is structured. So as a young girl, just in third grade, Bama's walk home from school was this magical adventure. A 10-minute walk could easily turn into an hour because she was just soaking it all in. Street performers, snack stands, puppet shows, even a cyclist trying to set a record. To her, the world was this vibrant, amazing show. But then one day, she sees something that, to her as a kid, is just hilarious. A respected elder from her street is walking in this really peculiar way, holding a little package of food by its string, holding it way out from his body like it might explode. She just thinks he's being silly, worried the snacks inside might fall out. So she runs home, so excited to tell her older brother, Anan, this funny story. But when she tells him, the laughter just stops. He has to explain the grim reality to her. The man was from a lower caste, and he couldn't let the package touch him. Why? Because if he did, the upper caste landlord he was delivering it to would see it as polluted. And in that one moment, Bama's whole world just tilted. The humor completely evaporated. At first, she felt this deep sadness, and then this hot, burning anger. The idea that her touch, was considered polluted, disgusting, it just infuriated her. Her innocence was shattered, replaced by this fierce, powerful sense of injustice.
So, how do these two completely different experiences connect? Well, both stories capture that exact moment when a child realizes the world isn't fair, and in their own way, they start to fight back.
I mean, when you lay their journeys out side by side like this, the parallels are just striking. They both faced a specific kind of discrimination. For both of them, the humiliation was boiled down into a single tangible symbol: the cut hair for Zit-Kala-Sa, the untouchable food packet for Bama. And, most importantly, both chose a path of rebellion.
But this is where their paths split. Zit-Kala-Sa's rebellion was immediate, it was physical. Bama's brother, though, he showed her a different weapon. He told her that even though they were born into this system, the way to reclaim their dignity, to throw away these indignities, was through education. So, what's the big picture here? What's the ultimate takeaway from these incredible memories? Why are these childhood moments so important for us to understand? Because these are not just sad little stories. They are origin stories, not for superheroes, but for real-life activists. These experiences didn't just hurt them. They ignited a fire inside them. Both women grew up to dedicate their lives, through their writing, through their actions, to taking apart the very systems of oppression they first ran into as confused, heartbroken children. It's a really powerful look into how resistance is born. Which kind of leaves us with this one big provocative thought. These stories suggest that a child's awareness of what's right and wrong is way more powerful, more innate than we give them credit for. It makes you wonder, does the fight for justice really begin with laws and big social movements, or does it start much earlier? In that first quiet, world-shattering moment when a child sees the world for what it really is and decides, nope, this has to change.